Hello everyone, I trust you are all doing good today. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this soft bread without any special tool, and we baked this in our pot and it turned out so good. It is very tasty and it is very soft. For this recipe, we'll be using 6 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt. We'll be using 1/8 cup of yeast, that is 2 tablespoons of yeast. We'll mix everything thoroughly. We'll make a hole at the center where we'll be pouring in our wet ingredients. I'll add 1 cup of milk, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vitamin C powder, and 1 cup of warm water. Vitamin C powder is an ascorbic acid and it acts as a bread improver or bread conditioner. The acid helps the yeast to rise properly and faster, and it actually extends the shelf life of the bread, and more especially it helps to maintain the texture of the bread for as long as the bread is going to last. We will mix the dough together thoroughly. The dough will still be a bit sticky. It is perfectly fine. But if you are using your hand mixer for this, you won't be needing any additional flour to be able to combine the dough. But since we are using our hand to roll, we'll transfer it to a work surface, and I used about 2 handfuls of flour to combine the dough together. We will add 2 tablespoons of our butter and mix everything together thoroughly. After about 5 minutes, the dough has come together. Though it is still sticky, but it is okay like this when the dough is able to come together as a ball. I'll proceed now to rub some melted margarine on our board. This will make the dough not to stick together to the board when it has risen. You can see how sticky the dough is. So I will proceed now to cover the dough and allow it to double its size. This took about 10 minutes for it to double the size. Because of the presence of the ascorbic acid in the dough, you don't need to waste so much time. The dough rises so fast. So I'm just going to roll it together and we'll proceed to roll. I've already prepared my pan by rubbing some margarine and dusting it with some flour. So for the dough, we just cut out and roll it into balls. At this point, you can actually roll it to any shape or any mold you want. So we'll be using this. And when putting the dough into your pan, you just have to leave some spaces for it to rise. We'll cover the bread and allow it to rise. All the rising you need for your bread is actually when it has not yet entered the oven or the pot. Any other extra rising that is done in the oven is actually jara. The main rising is when it has not yet entered the oven. Since we are using a pot to bake this, I put a stainless plate inside the pot first before putting the bread inside. And if your pot has this tiny opening like mine, you just need to cover it up because you need the heat to go around to bake the bread evenly. After about 40 minutes, the bread is ready. You can see from the edges. So I'll proceed now to rub some butter on top to give it that shiny look. Just note that the cover of your pot is as hot as an oven, so you need to cover your hands properly like I did before proceeding to open your pot so you don't get hot. So we'll cover the pot back and leave it for additional 5 minutes. I've already turned off the heat and our bread is ready. This bread is very soft. You can see it bouncing right back when we press it with our hands. And now let me tell you why our bread is not white inside, why we have this brownish bread. It is because of the color of the ascorbic acid we use in preparing the bread. If we have used a white vitamin C powder, definitely we are going to have a white bread inside. But since we use the colored ascorbic acid, we have this color of bread. So at least now you don't have an excuse why you are not making some homemade bread for your family. You don't need an oven, you don't need a mixer, and you have a soft bread like this. I will see you in my next video. For those that have subscribed to my channel, take care, bye bye.